Welcome to Lesson 3. Lesson 3 is titled Professional Approaches to Care, which covers a variety of topics focusing on how we take care of ourselves as a practitioner, communication skills that we have within our organizations, and also communication and adaptive approaches with the population that we work with. As with the previous two lessons, I've provided you with a suggested weekly schedule of assignments that can be found in the Introduction to Lesson 3 section. This lesson starts to get into some programming tasks, so it would be advantageous for you to be able to get started on those programming tasks in week 3, and you'll see that in the schedule that I've kind of combined week 3 and week 4 suggested schedules together. But again, it's self-paced, and if you can set your own schedule and remain on target with your assignments, that's fine as well. One of the first topics in this lesson is about practitioner self-care. Caregivers, or people in the helping professions, have the highest rate of burnout, and we have to ask ourselves, who takes care of you? So this is a responsibility we all have, is that we have to take care of ourselves. And this first assignment has a forum where you can share some of the things that you do to take care of yourself. And if you want to share photos of you having a good time and taking care of yourself, that would be very interesting. The next topic we go into is looking at models of care and how the care we provide in these different models of care, whether they be long-term care and skilled nursing, more of a medical model, or more of a wellness model, how that changes our relationship with other people. A portion of this lesson focuses on therapeutic communication techniques. There's a variety of tasks such as viewing YouTube videos, worksheets, internet research, visiting specific websites to explore the topics of validation therapy, remotivation groups, reality orientation, and milieu therapy. You'll be visiting one website called Memory Bridge, which has a very person-centered and progressive way of looking at individuals with dementia. The previous tasks probably haven't taken you this long, and if you get through them in a week and a half, 2 weeks, you're on a good path. This section on understanding behavioral expressions has a booklet with lots of information about understanding behaviors, and it's complementary to the Teepa Snow video, which also talks about challenging behaviors. I've also given you the Behavioral Critical Pathway Guide from CMS. Now, it's with all this information you're going to read, and then you're going to reflect on your community and how does your community respond to individuals who have behavioral expressions. And what I would like you to do is to submit into the Behavioral Expression Forum your assessment of your community's response to behavioral expressions and what kind of programs you offer and how your community as a whole responds to these residents. And hopefully we can get some great ideas from each other. At this point in the lesson, you're going to actually be applying some of the information that you're learning. In the reading, in your textbook, and also in some of the videos that you're going to be watching, they talk about appropriate interventions according to the level of functioning of the individual. So at this point, you're going to organize and plan and implement 2 activities, one for a higher level group and one for a lower level group. And you're going to talk about how you've adapted it for the different levels of functioning. Now, you may do this in your regular workday, so it's a matter of doing it with fresh eyes and discussing it from a therapeutic perspective. Another assignment you're going to do after reading the sensory information is you're going to be creating an individualized sensory basket for a very impaired person. And of course, try it out and then of course talk about it. There is a sensory forum where I want you to share photographs of your sensory basket and also the sensory basket worksheet so it can be shared with your peers in the class. As with your previous lessons, as you conclude the lesson, it's time to meet with your Practicum Supervisor, share some of the work that you've done, and have a discussion about some of the things that you're learning. Here's your opportunity to advocate for some new interventions or new materials or new supplies, whatever it is that you want to apply that you're learning in the class. As soon as you're done with that, you're going to submit the Practicum meeting form, and you can move on to Lesson 4. However, at this point, it's time for your midterm, which we have to schedule, and you're going to have to email me for information.